Hello and welcome to C# tutorials. In this episode I'm going to be covering booleans, the simplest data type and the most fundamental. So as we said before, actually I'm going to start off by just typing out a boolean quick. So let's call, don't know where I just typed that, let's call bool, let's call it my bool for now. This is a boolean. Booleans only take up 1 bit of memory, as discussed in the variables episode. If you haven't seen that, go back and check that out. That is the beginning of this chapter. So booleans only take 1 bit of memory, but you can't actually just assign whether it is 0 or 1. They only take true, being 1, or false. So you can see this outputted here. I'm just going to do a quick write line just to output my, oh no, I've done text by accident. Let's output my bool. So you can see when this code runs, it returns false. And it'll do the same with true. There we go. So that is the basic of booleans. I'm just going to region this off now and comment it out. If you do not know what I'm doing here, go back to the first episode on the entire C# guide and you'll understand what regions are. Next thing up, I'm going to talk about logic operators with booleans. So I've got my list of logic operators over here so I don't miss any out. Logic operation is changing the value of our booleans without actually changing it in memory. So let's make a boolean. Let's just call it my bool again, and we'll make this true. We can have our console.write line again, and we can have it return my bool. And as before, this would return true. But what we can do is our first logic operator is negation, which creates an opposite of the value. We do this by prefixing an exclamation mark. Prefixing means placing before the text that we're putting in there. So as an example, we put an exclamation mark here, and this has inverted our value. So we can press F5, and you can see it's false, even though our value is true, and it hasn't actually changed our value. So let me copy and paste, so you can see the value hasn't changed. I'm gonna output my bool, and you can see the value hasn't changed. It's just changed it for that specific case. Okay, so deleting that line, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about the next logic operation. And this is an AND operator. An AND operator checks 2 variables to see whether they equal the same. So I'm going to put an ampersand here and I'm going to put true on the right hand side. So now when I run this, you can see it's going to equal true. But if I press if I get out of that and change it to false, it's going to equal false. Because it's gone and checked the first one, which is true, it's checked the next one, which is false, so it's like, okay, it's false, they don't equal the same. But it doesn't actually mean if they equal the same. So if we put in false in here, it's still going to return false. So what it's just checking is if both of them, if my bool and the next one are both true. That's what it's doing. Okay, so let's change this back to true. Before I carry on with logic operation, I'm just going to delete my bool and change this to a literal boolean, just so it's easier to understand than having to understand the variable. So now we have true and false, and this will equal the same, it will return false. Okay, next up I'm going to do a different logic operator, and that is an exclusive OR. We do this by placing a circumflex, an upwards arrow. So what this is going to do, this is going to check if either variable equals true, but both variables don't equal true. So if you're used to logic gates, this is an XOR. So let's run this now. This will return true because our first value is true, but our second value is false. But if we change our second value to true, you can see this will now return false because it's found our first value to be true, checked our second value, oh no, it equals the same, this is false. And that is an XOR, or an exclusive OR. But we can have an inclusive OR. We can have just a vertical bar which says whether it's an inclusive OR. So if we run it now, as with an exclusive, this will return false. This now equals true. So this is just checking if either one of these values equal false. So if I change one of them to false, it will still equals true. Now there's only 2 more logic operators I'm going to go through. These are improvements on 2 we've already covered. So continuing on with our vertical bar OR, we can have what's called a conditional OR. Putting in a second vertical bar, it's now just pretty much a quicker OR, which is one of the nicknames for it, is a quick OR, but it's really a conditional OR. What it's going to do is it'll check the first value to see if it's true or false. It sees it's true, and it doesn't move on to the second, because it knows the first one is true already, and it knows no matter what, if the first is true, then they will equals true. But if the first one is false, and the next one is true, it will still return true, but it will check the second variable. We can do the same with an AND. So we put an ampersand. This is a conditional AND. So what this is doing is similar to the conditional OR. It's checking the first value, and if it doesn't need to check the second value, it won't. So it checks the first value, it sees it's false, and it's like, okay, it's false, no point checking the second value, because it's going to return false no matter what. But if the first value is true, and no matter the second value, it will always check the second value. I'm just going to put this as a list quickly, just the operators that we have covered so far. So let's do negation, we've done AND, we've done XOR, exclusive OR, we have done OR, we've done conditional AND, and we've done conditional OR. Let's actually put these names, conditional AND, I don't have to retype that, conditional OR. Sorry, the screen messed up there, I just fixed that for you. This was an OR, this was an exclusive OR, this was an and this was a negation. There we go. And that is logic operators. Do take note that there is an order in which it will check. So if you have, let's say, if you have Andrew, 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 let's change this to exclusive OR and an inclusive OR. There will be an order in which it checks, and it's not the order from left to right. It moves from the negation. It first checks if any are negated. It then checks which ones have an AND next to them. So say if this had a single AND, it would check these two first before then moving on to the next. The next one is an exclusive OR. Then it would check an inclusive OR. Then it checks in a conditional AND, and then it checks a conditional OR. So you may be thinking to yourself, what is the point of just having it return true or false? What if I want to return true or false to mean something? And we can do that. We have what's called conditional operator. So I'm going to make a new Boolean, putting, let's call it if likes games. And let's make this false for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to make, so let's put in console.writeLine. And what we're going to do here is, let's say, yes, I, or yes, they like games. And that is just going to return, yes, they like games. But we're going to use our Boolean here to determine what is the output. So let's put in a space in here. Let's put in a new set of parentheses. And we're going to put if likes games in here. This is error because this is why it makes sense. And we're going to come back outside of that parentheses, and we're going to put a question mark in. Now this is telling us that this is a conditional operator. Now we need to add if this is true or if this is false. So if this is true, we're going to say, yes, I like games. But if this is false, let's put, no, they don't. Oh my god, I keep putting caps. They don't like games. And we can close that off. So what is on the left side of our colon is the true, and what's on the right side is our false. So let's run the code now, and you can see they say no, they don't like games. But if this is true, it will pick the left side saying yes, they like games. So you can use a Boolean like this with a question mark to decide true or false which you'd return. Next, I'm going to be talking about assignment. So you know how with our logical operators before, we had these checks, but say this was a variable which we had stored, it did not change our value if we had an exclusive OR in here, it didn't change our value. So what we're going to do is we want to change our value now. So let's create a bool, which is my bool again, and let's say this is true for now. We're going to have a console dot right line, and we're going to return my bool. There we go. So we have this, and this is going to return true. But we're going to change our value to my bool. We're going to put my bool equals my bool and false, let's say, for example. So what this is going to do is this is going to first check our AND statement. So if my bool and false, which is going to return false, this is now going to set, because we have an equals, to my bool. So we're changing our value of my bool to the condition checked in here. So now we run this, and you can see it returns false, even though we initially set it as true. This is a very long-winded way of doing this, though. So we're going to change this. We're going to come back to restart this. We're going to put in my bool. We're going to put in our ampersand first, then our equals, and then we're going to put false. And this is the same as what we had before. This is the same as this line here. So let's comment this out, and you can see it will return false here. And that is because, well, we're doing this exact thing by putting this instead. So we can do this with different types of logic operators. So let's change our ampersand here to a circumflex. Then let's have an exclusive OR. So this will now return true. We're now saying my bool is equal to my bool is exclusively or false, which is going to return true, and that's why it's returned true. So if now we change this to true, it would work the same as exclusive ORs did before and change it to false. The last case we can do this with is an inclusive OR, which will return true in this case. Let's change this to false, and you can see it returns true because it's checking if it's inclusively true, which it will be, but if we change this to false, it would be false. There we go. And that is how compound assignment works. Okay, so that is everything to do. I'm just going to scroll through it again, just so you can read it all again. So we had our basics, we just taught you how bools worked. They had true or false values. We had our logic operators, saying how we're going to compare booleans and see we have a returning value depending on our comparison. Then we had our literals, which we used our boolean as a true or false statement to determine statements that are true or false, so it has return values that are true or false. We could actually use our comparative operators within here, just like we did before. We also had our compound assignment, where we assigned our variables after initializing it, depending on its value and variables that we have inputted. If anything has confused you, make sure you do comment and I will answer your questions. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be doing something else that's really cool that you never see. I can promise you would not have seen it before unless you've really understood C# before. If you've checked out like other tutorials, because nobody ever talks about these. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that next one. So like and subscribe, check out the next one. I'll see you guys then.